My colleagues and I did what we could in Parliament to stop the PAP from raising the GST when inflation was raging. After the first increase from 7% to 8%, we said to the PAP, defer the increase you had planned before COVID and before the Russia-Ukraine war. The PAP says that the whole world was facing inflation. Yes, it's true that inflation worsened as we exited COVID and galloped further ahead with the Russia-Ukraine war. But which ruling party anywhere in the world increased goods and services taxes when the winds of inflation were raging the strongest? Which government turbocharged inflation with a consumption tax hike? Nobody did except the PAP. The PAP says there will be increases in healthcare, expenditure and other costs, and revenue is needed. Yes, both a growing population and an aging population mean higher government spending. But let me ask you, could the GST increase have been postponed? Of course it could have been postponed. After COVID, there was a political window to defer raising GST and give Singaporeans some breathing space. But when the Workers' Party questioned the PAP in Parliament during the budget debate this year, the Prime Minister responded to my speech asking, how did the PAP turbocharge inflation? Doesn't he know? The Monetary Authority of Singapore, which is under the Prime Minister's office, told Parliament in 2024 that a GST hike could increase inflation by up to 40%. Isn't that turbocharging? Singaporeans have had to tighten our belts due to the worst inflation we have seen in decades. Everything is more expensive. Even these elections are more expensive. In 2020, each candidate could spend $4 per voter. Now, the elections department has increased this to $5 per voter. 25% more, not 2% more. Huh? Food prices in hawker centers have increased by just as much, if not more. Many Singaporeans rely on CPF retirement payouts because they have stopped working. These payouts do not increase with inflation, and so our seniors are hard hit. The real tragedy is the PAP had enough fiscal room to avoid making things worse for Singaporeans. For this past parliamentary term, we know that the government had a surplus of more than $14 billion. With such a surplus, will the PAP now have the courage to admit that the decision to raise the GST in 2023 and 2024 was poorly timed? There is still time for the PAP to admit to this and apologize. Polling day is on Saturday. Still got time. I said in Parliament that only the PAP can answer to Singaporeans why it raised the GST when it did. We are still waiting for a sensible answer. Because all the surpluses for this term, as per our constitution, have been locked up in the reserves and cannot be used for current spending. After the PM questioned where the turbocharging on inflation was, one of his ministers said, we can debate about the best time to have a GST hike. But my fellow Singaporeans, we do not need to debate this. A political party which claims it has the back of Singaporeans should not worsen cost of living pain by increasing GST when inflation is already raging. No government in the world will do this if it has got the back of its citizens. And to rub salt into the wound, one PAP MP in Parliament, in supporting the PAP GST hike, said that while, and I quote, "we do not like any pain at all, a little pain is necessary because it is what makes us alert, it is what keeps us alive." Singaporeans are asking, why did the PAP have to inflict more pain on us? We are already in pain because of global inflation. Why must you make things worse? But even as we wait long for a satisfactory answer, we must ask a fundamental question. All of us must ask a fundamental question. How does the PAP get away with such decisions, such as increasing GST at such a bad time? The answer is simple. The political pressure that it faces from elected Workers' Party MPs is not enough for now. So you might reasonably ask, if Workers' Party MPs were not able to stop the GST increases, why elect us? Let me give you two reasons. One reason is this: the PAP cares deeply about its percentage of votes and the number of seats it wins. Vote share and seats are how PAP politicians judge each other. These are the PAP's KPIs. You as the voter can tell the PAP what you want by voting for the Workers' Party. When the PAP loses votes and seats to the Workers' Party, it has to take corrective action. It will think twice or even 3 times before further raising the GST or implementing other policies that people object to. Or at the very least, the PAP will consider the timing of their policies much more carefully. That would be an excellent outcome for Singapore.